Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition in the Jehovah's Witness series. In this episode, we'll be discussing the conversion tactics of the Jehovah's Witness. You may be watching this video because the Jehovah's Witness have been trying to convert you. And the way that they seek out the converts is to attempt to show that they know the Bible very well. And all other groups or religions are not following the Bible, but are teaching false doctrines. The Jehovah's Witnesses do have some success in this tactic, but not because it's true, but it's usually because they are better trained and studied in the version or Bible teaching than the people that they prey upon. The following story may illustrate this point. Imagine that we discovered a planet that was populated with an alien civilization. The planet was called Blob. NASA made a rocket to go to planet Blob to do research, and you were chosen to go. NASA gives you a thick book on the details of planet Blob and the Blobite civilization. NASA has arranged for you to meet a Blobite ambassador to show you around and teach you about the Blobite culture. After you land on the planet Blob, you meet the ambassador named Mr. Bot. Mr. Bot takes you all around the planet and teaches you all about the Blobites. Each time that you had a question about the Blobites, Mr. Bot was quick to answer. If the book that you had from NASA seemed to say something else about the Blobites, Mr. Bot would explain how the NASA book should be understood. Mr. Bot explained the entire NASA book and how it relates to the Blobites. Mr. Bot painted a completely different picture of the Blobite community than what you had expected when you first arrived. After some time with Mr. Bot on Planet Blog, you realized that the Blobites were a dangerous civilization and they were very evil. So you got back on the rocket and flew back to planet Earth. Back at NASA headquarters, you warned everyone about what you learned and how the Blobites were dangerous. That the Blobites were going to destroy the Earth. You tried to explain to NASA that it's all explained in the NASA book. Not many people at NASA believe you. They think you've gone crazy. So you set out to warn others. You go from house to house knocking on doors. After 2 years of knocking on doors and warning people of the coming doom, you see on the television, the news, Mr. Bot, the Blogite ambassador, has been arrested for espionage. It turns out that Mr. Bot was an imposter. Mr. Bot was actually from the planet Clump. Mr. Bot was a Clumpian. And Clumpians are the worst enemy of the Blogites. Mr. Bot was trying to get the humans to destroy the Blogites. So he tricked you to think the Blogites were dangerous and an evil society. You wonder to yourself, how could this have happened? 2 years of knocking on doors. You realized it was because Mr. Bot had more general knowledge than you about the area, and this caused Mr. Bot to be set up as an authority figure who was able to teach you what he wanted you to see. Okay, so what can we learn from this story? How could the NASA investigator prevent himself from getting brainwashed? 1, he shouldn't have trusted Mr. Bot to teach him how to interpret the book, just because Mr. Bot had more knowledge. 2, he could have just read the book himself and researched for himself. 3, if he had any questions about what he didn't understand in the NASA book, he could have gotten multiple opinions. Also, getting emotionally attached to Mr. Bot may have helped Mr. Bot with the deception. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. Thank you so much, and check out our other videos on the Jehovah's Witness.